Good evening. Today is March 28th, 2023, and we are at 821 Main Street in Wheeling. This is a magnificent house, and you'll enjoy the tour today. A couple of announcements before we start. One is that there seems to be some thievery in this neighborhood. People are stealing architectural artifacts. So if you see anything suspicious, especially if you're living in this neighborhood, please call the police right away, because they're taking things like doorknobs and light fixtures and things like that that are irreplaceable. So please, 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 if you see anything, call the police. Second announcement is the city is probably going to start a new grant program for older houses, houses that were built before 1940. There will be a meeting tomorrow evening with the South Wheeling Preservation Alliance at Trinity Lutheran Church. The address is 3536 Oak Street. It starts at 7:15, and Nancy Prager, who is the city's development director, will be there to talk about this potential program. So if you're interested in getting some grant money, it has to be for owner-occupied houses built before 1940. So if you want information, come there. And one other announcement, and this is a request. As you know, Friends of Wheeling is rehabilitating the duplex at 722, 724 Main Street. You haven't seen much activity there lately because with the winter months and no heat and so forth, nothing could be done. But we have applied for and received 3 different grants to do work on that property. And so soon you will see a lot of activity around there. We also are applying for a 4th grant, so keep fingers crossed for us on that. Unfortunately, there are some projects that are necessary that are not eligible for building rehabilitation. In particular, there are 4 large trees on the back of the property that need to be removed. One of them had a branch come down last year that poked a hole in the house and destroyed the fence between our property and the neighbor's property. So we need close to $6,000 to remove those 4 trees and grind the stumps. And so if you are interested in helping us with that effort, you can send us a check to the normal, ordinary post office box for Friends of Wheeling and just mark that this is for the rehab fund, and we will put it to good use. If we get more than what we need for the trees, then we'll just put that in as a match for some of our other grants. So that's our commercial message for this evening. And let's talk about this house. We call this house the John Kilbourne List House. Outside there's a plaque that calls it the John List House. Deed records show that the property at this address was transferred from Henry K. List and his wife Sarah to their son John K. List in December of 1892. It's assumed that the house was built shortly after that. Now the father, Henry K. List, and the mother lived 2 doors down at what we sometimes call the Red Cross building. It's a house that we toured a couple of months ago. The father was a very successful businessman who dealt in wholesale groceries, wool, and pig iron, and then we know of him as a banker. The 1870 census is a good indicator of his wealth. This is the father I'm talking about. The census lists his real estate holdings estimated at $75,000, and if we can account for inflation, that's the equivalent of about $1.4 million today. And his personal wealth at that time was indicated at $300,000, which today would be nearly $5.8 million. So Henry K. and his wife Sarah List lived, as I said, 2 doors down. Their daughter, whose name was Jessie, married a man by the name of Edward Hazlett, an old Wheeling name, and they lived next door in the house between these 2. Now John K. List, the owner of this property, graduated from Haverford College in Philadelphia and then returned back to Wheeling. The 1884 Wheeling City Directory shows him working as a clerk at the Top Mill, which would have been one of his father's businesses. In 1885, he married Harriet Glass, the daughter of Andrew Glass, one of the founders of LaBelle Nail. By 1890, John was a teller with the City Bank of Wheeling, 1300 Market Street. We know that building now is a professional building, so he worked there. By 1892, his title was Assistant Cashier, and he eventually became Vice President of the bank with his brother, Ambrose List, serving as president. John sold this property in 1913 and moved to Winter Park, Florida, just north of Orlando. And there he served as president of the Bank of Winter Park and then as its chairman of the board. He and his wife apparently did not have any children. I can find no record of any children. Now, John List apparently traveled extensively, both before and after moving to Florida. And we can look at immigration records in places like Ancestry.com to see when he came back into the United States. So he went to Europe in 1905, 1907, and 1909. He went to China, Japan, Hong Kong, and Hawaii in 1910, Jamaica in 1912, Cuba in 1919. Now that was to attend a meeting of the Mystic Shrine. And to Europe again in 1927. And the only photo I could find of him was taken from one of his passport applications. That passport shows that at that time he was 58 years old. He was 5 feet 8 inches tall with brown hair and brown eyes. He died in 1941 in Florida, and his obituary states, Mr. J.K. List, 80, died at his home in Winter Park Monday evening after several months' illness. Mr. List had been a resident of Winter Park for the past 32 years and had many friends throughout Orange County. He was a member of the Masonic Order and for many years took an active part. He was president of the Winter Park Bank and also took an active part in many other civic organizations. He is survived by his widow, Mrs. Harriet List, and 2 sisters, Mrs. Edward Hazlett, who lived next door, and Mrs. Sallie Dalzell, another old Wheeling name of Wheeling. He was cremated and his remains are in Greenwood Cemetery. John B. and Frances Brennan purchased the property from List in 1913. Brennan was the son of Irish immigrants and worked as an agent and then manager for the Prudential Insurance Company. A group of unmarried siblings, children of German immigrants, were the next owners beginning in 1917. Their last name was Feinler, F-E-I-N-L-E-R. After the rest of the siblings died, one of them, the remaining one, Julia Feinler, sold the property in 1945 and moved to 823 Market Street. John and Nellie Bryan purchased the property in 1945. The son of Irish immigrants, Bryan worked as a boilermaker. His widow, Nellie, sold the property after his death and moved to the Virginia apartments just down the street. James L. Hughes, foreman for B&O Railroad, and his wife Margaret owned the property from 1949 to 1966. Margaret died in 1954, and it appears that James did not live in the house after that time. Regina McFarland next owned the property beginning in 1966. She was the widow of electrician Edgar McFarland. Following her death, the property was willed to her daughter, Thelma McFarland. It then passed to her brother, Edgar E. McFarland Jr., who sold it in 1992 to the Victorian Landmarks Foundation. In 2006, the foundation sold it to Vandalia. Tristan and Suzy Kim bought the property in 2011, and the current owner, Heather Slack, purchased it in 2017. And so Heather will now talk about the house a little bit, and then we'll wander through.
So the house is for sale. It has brand new mechanicals. There is a new HVAC system in the basement that services the first floor, and the second floor also has a unit that services the second floor. The third floor does not need heat, but it certainly needs air conditioning if you are interested in using it. There is new power, except for the older light fixtures that have not been tubed, but the majority of the house has been rewired. The it's there, but it is. Other than that, it's got a lot of great details and character, and you just need somebody that loves it to move in and rehab it.
Did you ever live here?
I did, yeah.
Yes, and there are pictures online from when she lived here. Also, this house is in the North Wheeling Historic District, which is a design review district. That means it's eligible for a facade grant. Doesn't need much, maybe a little bit of trim painting, but the facade grants from the city can also be used for roofs. So a buyer could get some assistance in roof work.
And other than the curved windows in the front, the rest have been replaced with aluminum windows.
Heather, somebody was asking me, the fence out back, does the property go to the river, or is that just
there's like a 20-foot drop. It goes to that drop.
Past the fence though.
Yes, yeah.
That's where the cars park.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it kind of, the property slopes down, and then there's a really old fence that's probably original, a little bit left of it, and then there's a drop.
Okay, would you like to lead us to important things to see in the house? Okay, and you're welcome to follow with us or wander on your own.
The fireplaces are not functional. One of them has ventless walls. These fixtures are staying with the house.
Notice the beautiful, beautiful stained glass.
Gorgeous.
The ones.
Glass, actually.
All right, the one in the center there is a commemoration of Columbus's voyage to America. Maybe. Isn't that interesting? I've never seen that.
we can't hear?
The kitchen was remodeled.
Looks nice.
And the new windows are the size of the original windows, so they weren't boxed in.
The kitchen is lovely. This is your design. It is not, but it's good. It's nice anyway. Oh, wait, before we go there,
Yeah.
shall we look at
The bathroom?
Oh,
Yeah.
the bathroom.
I love the floor.
Okay.
And then
Dining
this,
room.
I presume was a dining room.
Beautiful.
Um,
Look at the ceiling.
This is my favorite room
I
down
know.
here. I love it. I love it.
yeah.
The ceiling is magnificent.
Beautiful.
And the floor.
And the nice parquet floor.
Yeah.
And a beautiful view of the rain.
Yeah, the sunsets are really gorgeous there.
You know, was this added or was this all?
It's probably original. I would think that's original.
The glass looks original.
It's been well maintained. This was originally the floor. This was the floor. Not the dining room. This was the floor. The whole room. All right, then the dining room would have been the one that we walked through on the way back. So it's like, so I'm not sure.
And you come in and sit and wait for your
I don't know. Well, all right. Very nice. Very nice. Kids.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yep. I love the sink.
Yeah, this
The
was originally a
original
dumbwaiter, but the sink is obviously very old itself. But originally, I think they were sending food upstairs. This is a Harry Potter attic under the stairs, or closet under the stairs.
Harry. No Harry.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Restored and secured.
Look at that stained glass window.
This is nice at the bottom too. Just
Yes. And one final look at your ball here before you see it out.
Beautiful.
Very nice needle. This has to be original.
It looks too new. I think it came from another house.
Really? That could be.
Yeah.
And the work in here is just cosmetic.
It doesn't look like there's that much to do with this house. What is the majority of the cosmetic? It was a dome.
Yeah. So it's got new
That's what I
powers,
was thinking when I came
new
out.
mechanicals. Yeah.
Furnace
Here's
here.
new plumbing. Right. Yeah. So it's nice.
It appears like there was a dumb waiter there.
That's right.
I wish I had a dumb waiter. I wish I had any kind of waiter. He could be a smart waiter. I don't care.
Some of these directions like to travel.
He doesn't have to be rich as long as he likes to travel.
It was, yeah. So
There
this,
was plumbed and everything?
it is. Yep, it was operational.
Oh, nice.
Never finished it.
Well, no, I had a washer and dryer sitting in there,
Okay.
so it works. But the room was never finished. Yeah,
You have, is there a leak here?
that was like that since I moved in.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was any leak in here.
She wanted a rustic look.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So we had a raccoon living here for a while. You can see his little footprints on the tub.
Oh my.
what was it? Oh, it's the box. I love the towel. And what was this? A shower?
Yeah.
Did you put that in? This is awesome. This is really, I
This
love
is nice.
this.
Yes. Very nice.
Did you use that tub?
I did. Yeah. Another bathroom that was done before I moved in. And then I used this room as a closet. But it's got, look at the tile. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that tile. Isn't that great?
I know. I gotta come take a picture of that. Is this your bedroom? Was this the master? The primary?
Yeah.
The red crust.
What's these drawers? Nice.
How nice is that? Little down in there.
What he did, the lady from McFarland bought it, and she was there again. She had a over. Dogs and her mother.
This was likely a servant's chair.
Top of the stained glass.
So we have a traveling So it's not actually up here, but it rips.
Oh, it's a nice room. This is nice.
Just give up on it, did you, or just no more interest?
I never thought I'd be able to leave town for custody reasons, and I was able to, so I moved to Pittsburgh.
Oh, you moved to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
In a big house like this?
No, I'm in a rental, but I did purchase a big house like this. Oh. That has to be totally redone.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Sad habit.
And if you Google this address online, you will see it beautifully decorated when Heather still lived here.
Those pictures, yeah, I have them.
And they are viewable. Online, so.
Yep. Okay.
Now, we also need to go to the basement,
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go down to the basement.
all the way down.
All right.
And did she point out here how this is lit
Yes.
at night, can be lit at night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's really a unique feature of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the hallway.
Okay.
Lots and lots of stairs.
Hey, quit messing around.
Oh, jeez. Okay, there's light. Okay.
So there are two sides. There are two sides to the basement. One was set up as an apartment. And the other one is the utility side and storage. And Jean told me that that brick arch was likely a turtle bath once upon a time.
Nice, huh?
I have to get a picture of that.
It is, yeah. Yeah, the light's really nice here because the sun sets behind the house.
Yep.
So this would be the side that's an apartment.
Oh, look at the mountaintop down here, that old wall back.
Yeah,
Oh, look at this.
and still a nice view. And Joanne, make sure you go all the way to the front. What a huge apartment this
They
would
took,
be.
was there a fire?
Go through here.
Not when I was here, but probably once upon a time.
Okay, here we go.
So this is plumbed to be the kitchen. And then to your left, it's plumbed for a washer and dryer. Here, I'll turn on the light.
Okay, there's light in here.
This is plumbed to be a bathroom.
Okay.
And this was framed to be a closet.
Mm-hmm.
And then this would be the bedroom.
Oh, it goes through there too.
And this side has its own furnace, its own electric bill and gas bill, but water's on the house.
Okay.
So this would make a lovely apartment. Even though it's a basement, it's so bright.
Yeah, it's got light coming from even here.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then the other half of the basement is
Oh,
the mechanical room.
And in here.
that's this? Oh. Oh.
Here you can see the power upgrades.
Yep.
And there are more in the bathroom with a black and white tile on the second floor. This furnace is a little bit older. It services the apartment.
Okay.
This furnace
That's
is
the house.
and it services the main level.
Where's the stained glass window?
Yeah, so there's an original door.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure where it was.
Beautiful.
It's likely the back door.
Okay, to this.
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a picture of that. Okay.
So this new hot water tank is for the apartment, and this one is for the house. The bikes, I can't fit in the car.
So here is access from the main house, so the tenant wouldn't have to have you going through his or her apartment.
Tenant would go through this way.
Through this door here.
Yes, so
Yeah.
here's the tenants.
Yeah.
And it's so nice that you have a policeman living next door,
That's right.
so if there are issues,
Oh, there's a policeman next door.
there's
Yeah.
a policeman
Right here?
who lives right next door.
And the police car is parked in the front all the time, so.
And a
Okay.
nice backyard, a
Yep.
fenced backyard and patio.
We got some sunset. Okay.
And we can see the rear of the house here.
Yeah.
It is lovely. It is lovely. Thank you so much, Heather. We really appreciate this. And good luck with the sale. People are going to say, what is it, the asking price?
It's $290,000.
$290, okay. Very reasonable for
6,700 square feet roughly.
Ooh. Plus an apartment.
Right, that you can rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
And we'll see you next time.